doing what the Pacers do best, early offense and shoot that quick three. Well, they shot over 18 threes a game this year. That's a big strength of their team. They've got to knock some shots in.
Shaw lost it on the way to the hoop. And Indiana touched it last. The Lakers will keep it, no foul.
Talking about early offense, watch the shot clock. You see how quickly it takes him to get the ball up the floor. And within 5 seconds, Rose has a three.
Back live, Rice on the drive and the jam. His first field goal of the game, he scored 3.
Well, I always talk about how you finish quarters and halves. The Pacers need a strong finish here. They don't want to go in 16 or 18 down at half.
That won't help as Smits lost it. Shaw to his old Orlando teammate, O'Neal. Shaw's got it back now. Fisher for 3.
Inside, outside, double team, swing the ball. Fisher 3. Lakers by 17. A little over 2 minutes to go here in the half. Lakers have been brilliant here to start game 1.
Smits short. Taken by Shaw. The Lakers have reestablished their biggest lead, 17. Indiana had whittled the first 17-point deficit back down to 6.
Now Rose has 2 fouls. Rice is trying to attack him to get the third.
Instead, it's an offensive foul. And it's number 2 on Rice.
Made a conscious effort here to try to get Jalen Rose out of the ball game. They go right to Glenn Rice. You see that right arm pushes off. And Rose avoids his 3rd foul.
Smith screening for Rose. Now he has it back. Driving on O'Neal to the left hand. And a whistle on his move. The Pacers want a goaltending, but they're not going to get it. Instead, O'Neal is hit with his 2nd foul.
When you have to go out and close out on a shooter, you've got to be able to move your feet. You see the block up top, but Shaq had his hand riding him on his hip on the way to the basket. That's why you'll get a 2-shot foul here.
Smits, the 34-year-old from the Netherlands, dubbed the Duncan Dutchman, hits the first. Travis Knight makes his first appearance in quite a while, replacing Shaq, who sits down with 21 points and 7 rebounds.
Now, in the regular season, the 2 games, Shaq got 53 field goal attempts, about 26 and a half a game. Tonight, already 14. So he's getting a shot attempts. More importantly, the Pacers aren't putting him on the free throw line. He shot only 11 free throws in the 2 games. So they have not fouled him in the 2 games this year either.
That pass went astray, but there's a foul just as it does. It's number 2 on Smits. Indiana has had an unusual postseason in that obviously they played well enough to reach the finals. They've also had some terrible games. Milwaukee led them by 31 points in 2 different games, both of which they won by 13 in round 1. So they're susceptible to blowouts. Travis Knight, 2 seconds to shoot, and Knight misses long. Exactly a minute to play in the half. Austin Crozier.
Wow, he has been really aggressive. They've gone to him in that low post, and whoever's guarded him, he's been able to get the advantage. What a big lift off the bench, Bob, he's been for these Pacers.
He scored 8. Glenn Rice. Travis Knight.
I hate to tell you, but the Pacers are doing a terrible job on the defensive backboard right now. After getting off to a great start, the Lakers are now pounding him on the offensive board.
And Crozier was pounded by Knight, but had the strength to finish the play. Austin Crozier, a big bright spot. in an otherwise dreary first half for the Pacers.
Well, there's the isolation, this time against Robert Horry. He hangs in the air, fades, and makes a nice jump shot, and follows it up with a great move to the basket and has the wherewithal to be able to finish. He's going to get the bump. And this is where you got to get greedy. Don't think 2 free throws, think three-point play.
And he's the Pacers' leading scorer in the half now with 11.
Now Smith's out of the game because they don't want him to get his 3rd foul.
Here's Horry. Throws up a wild shot that's no good, but Travis Knight is there. Now it's Glenn Rice. Contact. Ball out of bounds. No foul.
When I spoke with the Pacers assistant Rick Carlisle before the game, he said, Doug, my biggest concern is our defensive rebounding and the Lakers going to the offensive board. Remember, Bob, in the first 2 rounds, the Lakers averaged almost 17 offensive rebounds a game. Against Portland, only 9. That's why Portland played them so well. They were able to shut down that offensive rebounding.
Bryant comes off the bench for the last possession, replacing Fisher. Here's Bryant Shaw, wanted to take the 3. Best knocked it away. Now Best beats him to the ball and locks it before the buzzer. Very nearly a brilliant play by Best to end the half. Reggie Miller said the Laker fans soon enough would hate it. After he shoots 0 for 7 in the first half, they're loving him to this point. Shaq, meanwhile, hate to use the word, but sometimes cliches are true. Dominant, completely dominant. Kobe Bryant is with Ahmad Rashad.
All right, thanks, Bob. Kobe playing every couple of days seems to have really done wonders for you guys because of the rhythms of your offense.
Yeah, well, we're playing with a nice rhythm right now. We have our beat down pat. The guys are a little tired, though. It's tough to kind of get our legs up after that 7th game we had.
Was one of the things you planned on doing is really getting into that early offense, pushing the ball and getting into it right away?
Yeah, well, they're a good team once they pack their defense in. So we feel like we can keep them moving and give Shaq some easy touches in the early offense, then we should be fine.
All right, good luck to you in the second half.
Thanks.
All right, back to you, Bob.
Ahmad, thanks very much. Coming up, Hannah Storm, Isaiah Thomas, Bill Walton, and Peter Bessie. Through his 13-year career, Reggie Miller has averaged 23 points a game in the postseason. He's been blanked in the first half of his first finals game. Meanwhile, Shaquille O'Neal off to a monster game, 21 points and 7 rebounds. Back with Doug Collins, Bob Costas at the Staples Center, where the Lakers lead by 12 at halftime.
Well, Bob, we talked in the open about as Shaquille goes, so goes the Lakers. He's off to a great start. He has 21 points at half. They have 55. They feed off to him. But look how deep he's catching the basketball. When he gets it there, it's too late. Now, the double teams, but the slow reaction by Crozier to be able to get out and cover the shooter. So Harper knocks in the 3. And watch this. 1 bounce, 2 bounce, spins, still no help, and he lays the ball in the basket. You've got to go back and help on Shaq when that ball is in the air. Otherwise, you're going to get this kind of shot chart. Look at all those shots in the lane, 10 of 14. And then a tale of 2 shot charts. Reggie Miller, the wonderful job they've done on him. They've crowded him. They forced him to put it on the floor. They've chased him into a shot blocker. He's 0 for 7. He has got to come out with a huge 3rd quarter to try to shoot his team back in this game.
Of Indiana's 2 concerns, Miller is the least. Eventually he'll hit, but how can they cope with Shaq? The Los Angeles Coliseum site of much of the activity at both the 32 and 84 Summer Olympic Games. We're exactly 100 days from the opening ceremony, September 15th. In Sydney.